Hello and welcome to Muja Prepper Channel. Happy New Year. And I mean happy. Please let it be a Happy New Year. Um, I'm hoping that things get restored and go back to the way they're supposed to be. That the swamp finally gets drained and all this is over. But, after doing last night's video, I hadn't laughed like that in a while. I keep saying it, Prepper Tribe, he makes me laugh so much. He's so funny. And laughter is so important. When I was living off grid on the prairie, I was so happy. Um, I had basically almost nothing. No electricity, no running water, but I had peace and quiet and nature and having my ex come back to try to kill me and join their disgusting swamp organization. It really made me really sad. Um, there wasn't a day I didn't cry because of the horrible things that he put me through. And I keep saying it over and over, you have to have laughter to get through these hard times. It's like I almost forgot how to laugh. When I went off grid, I was a city girl. I had 10 perfect long nails that were mine. They were not acrylic. I had Estee Lauder makeup. I had my hair done. And let me tell you something. That kind of stuff falls by the wayside. And that's when you really start living life. I wasn't so green that I thought that chocolate milk came from brown cows. But a lot of times I got myself into some situations that I didn't realize, like the time that I went to the barn sale and on impulse I bought a baby piglet that fit the size of my handbag. She was so tiny. She was like a piggy bank. I could put her in my handbag. And she ended up being as big as my kitchen counter and weighing over 500 pounds. But she was my baby. um, a lot of that first winter, they told you, if you don't make it that first winter, you will never make it. A lot of people would give up and go home. I didn't want to go home. I wanted to be alone, peace and quiet, and far away from people that hurt me. And that's why I went off grid. I went off to the middle of nowhere. My neighbors were like maybe, I don't know, 2 miles away. I had control over if I wanted to see people or not. It was a matter of getting in my car. I could go for weeks without seeing anyone. I was pretty much burnt out by all the drama, the things that had been done to me. And, I didn't really know what 0-degree weather was. I experienced it once when I was like 16 years old in New York for maybe 2 or 3 days. But -10, -20, no. -25, -30, no. That was like, watching a documentary on Alaska. You can't imagine it. One of the things after you go to 0, if you watch the movie The Shining, the acoustics are kind of weird. And it's like that. It's a weird audio. I thought they had done it for all purpose, the movie, to make it creepy or something. But the reason why everything is so quiet is because nothing is moving. All the birds are gone, the insects are dead or hibernating, and most wildlife is quiet. It's very serene, though. It's not really creepy, but it's a whole different sound. And you need to have someone to laugh with or laugh about. I remember the first time it dropped to 0 and I had a real crappy vehicle and it decided to die in the middle of town at least. Thank goodness it wasn't out on the prairie. I would have been screwed. And I was with a friend of mine, and he checked it. We couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. It was a piece of crap. And one of the neighbors, because it was a small town and they knew me, I used to go to church then, and they knew me from church. And they asked me to come in, but I was like, no, I'll wait outside, because my friend was trying to figure out what was wrong with the car. And a little while later, she shows up with 2 blankets that her mom, who had passed away, had crocheted. And they were wool blankets. And I was like, oh, thank you for letting me borrow these. And she's like, no, you can keep them. I'm like, no, I can't keep them. They're from your mom. And I borrowed them and I gave them back. I just couldn't do it. I mean, I couldn't take them. I knew they were going to mean a lot to her and her family, and they should pass it on as an heirloom. But we were waiting, my friend and I, because he figured out that the vehicle was not going to go anywhere. And so we were waiting for someone with chains to, I don't know, or someone to give us a ride. I think we left the vehicle there for a few days until we could have somebody look at it. That's how it is when you're off-grid in a small town. Don't think you can just walk in and, Jiffy Lube is going to show up and put your car up on the lift and fix it in 10 minutes. No. You got to go find someone that knows how to fix cars first. So we were waiting for a ride. And I look at my friend and I said, you know what? I think we're in trouble. And I was kind of laughing because I didn't know how bad it was yet. I said, they gave us 2 blankets. I think they think we might freeze to death or get frostbite. Maybe I should pay attention to what's going on. And my friend looks on his cell phone and he's like, yeah, it's like 0 degrees. I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna die. But if it hadn't been for the silliness and the goofing, I would have probably started crying. And my eyelashes would have gotten frostbitten or frozen to each other. Who knows? I mean, things freeze on contact there at 0. You can take a glass of boiling water and, toss it in the air and it'll come down in little crystal granules of ice. But laughter is what got me through, because I was happy. I was really happy to be away from these horrible people. The things that they had done. And they kept sending other people. And finally, I was far away and I was in control as to who could approach me and who couldn't. I know a lot of you guys are stressed out worrying about 2021. And I keep telling you, keep your chin up. You can't see the horizon if you're looking down at the ground. But you got to put laughter into it, because some things are going to be so ridiculous when you go out there. Like, for example, when you have water that's not pressurized and you're expecting for it to come out gushing out of a tank. I keep saying, try your preps out. You know, shut off your power, or just don't turn it on for a weekend. And don't use your running water for a weekend and see how far you go. Call it a prepper drill. And be in a relaxed place so you can laugh about it. Because that's the only thing that's going to get you through it. And I had forgotten that laughter, but thanks to Prepper Tribe, my New Year's resolution is going to be to laugh a little bit more. I'm very safe now, I hope. And I've got plenty of security. And I hope that my ex never bothers me again. So happy New Year to everybody. And try to make your resolution to laugh and smile and be silly a little bit more. I wish you all the best. Peace out.